In 24 hours, I will finally be releasing my brand's first drop. Just want to maybe take you guys through a little bit about what I've been up to leading up to this first release. I haven't done a vlog, be it for my gaming channel or even for this channel. I'm a little bit rusty here, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. Every piece is here. I've just had to kind of lay it all out and get myself ready to make sure all of the inventory counts are correct. Pretty straightforward stuff. I've just got everything laid out on the floor because I don't have any racks to put this stuff on. And I did some soft launch beforehand. I would say maybe 5 days ago. I started selling some pieces here and there just to have some folks help me out with just understanding how the payment processing system works and just going through the, making sure all the kinks are worked out. My house is an absolute mess. There's samples and clothing all over the place. It's also a logistics hub. It's the main headquarters. It's everything. Everything's here. This is the command center. The whole purpose of this project is just to build something for myself. For those of you that have been following me for years, you guys know I've been a working professional pretty much all my life. I'd say about 20 years of work experience. Everything from information technology to project management. And the job market is just really bad. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've really wanted to dive more into like creative direction, working for brands or companies that are in the fashion industry, if you will. And I can't find a job anywhere. So I figured, instead of spending my time applying to jobs and going through interviews for jobs that just don't exist, why not just build something for myself? And that's kind of how this all came to be. And the one interesting thing about this, building a streetwear brand or just building something for yourself, a lot of your favorite creative directors aren't creative directors by trade. You think of folks like Jerry Lorenzo, who I look up to as a designer. He didn't get his start as a designer. My guy was a club promoter. So there's a lot of motivation to just try something for myself. And not having somebody to kind of boss me around or micromanage me on how to do things has been kind of rewarding and freeing in a way. I think there's probably plenty of people like me out there that are trying to start their own thing and just don't know where to start. And that's probably something I'll talk about in the future. That's where I'm gonna stop this, and I will see you guys in the morning. And good morning. It is currently 9:30 a.m., 30 minutes away from the drop. I'm not gonna lie, I overslept. I am also very anxious. When I finished everything yesterday and went to sleep, I was feeling like pretty calm about everything. I wasn't thinking about it too much. And then I started getting terrible anxiety in the middle of the night, and I haven't really slept since like maybe 3 or 4 o'clock this morning. And as you can see, I'm an absolute disheveled mess, but that is what it is. Let me take you guys through exactly what I'm going to be doing from my office. Really great about Shopify is you have really great administrative tools, so I could see everything that's happening in real time. Obviously right now, nobody's on the website yet, but from here, I'm going to kind of monitor exactly where folks are logging in from. So at about 9:55, I've got an email scheduled to go out to everyone that's signed up for the newsletter. There's going to be a password in that newsletter so that folks can log in a bit earlier and get first dibs, because those are the folks that I promised could get first dibs as long as they sign up for the newsletter. Once that's done, at 10 a.m. Pacific, I'm going to just remove the store password, and then the store will be fully open. Once the VIP emails go out, I'll check in with you guys and we'll see what actually happens in real time. That'll be pretty cool to watch. All right, so it's 9:55 and the email is starting to go out, as you guys can see. So now we're gonna see how this works. I just got an order, literally just popped up as soon as, I wasn't even recording, but I just had an order come in. Look at that, Shopify order just popped up. That's awesome. Check this out. There you go. Look at that. I got a couple of visitors already there. They're populating. Nice, people are adding stuff to cart. This is pretty crazy, actually. Look at that. Oh my God. Yeah, people from all over the country. Brooklyn, Miami, Denver. Love that. There you go. People are actually buying my product. Wow. I think another order just came in. That's crazy. All within the first 5 minutes of the drop, man. A couple of orders came through. That's incredible. Now that the storefront is open, I'm gonna let this be for a little while. I'm gonna make myself something to eat, get a cup of coffee, and then come back in a couple hours once I am awake to figure out what we do next. All right, so it is 3 in the afternoon, and we have made 5 orders total. I'm not disappointed by any means, actually. All of these orders came from the password release. So at this point now, it's just a matter of anyone else that kind of comes across the website on top of all the other marketing stuff that I've done over the last couple of weeks. There's about 100 pieces in total for both designs. And so far we've sold about 10% of the total inventory, which I think is great. Also, out of those 5 orders, that doesn't include the 3 soft launch orders that were made a few days prior. So yeah, I'm a little bit more than 10% of my total inventory has already been sold, which I think is a big plus. Obviously, content and marketing is key for these types of things, and there's still plenty more that needs to be discovered during this whole process. Sure, I could have probably spent a little bit more time marketing the product, but I was posting at least 1 video a day, going through the design process, going through the trials and tribulations of all the issues that I was running into during the manufacturing process. So I think I've met expectations when it comes to actually marketing the product. There is always room for improvement no matter what, no doubt about it. So instead of wasting my time just kind of sitting in front of my computer staring and waiting to see if people made orders, I just took all of the orders that had a password from the newsletter and I sent those out today. I got that done. So did my first bulk order drop off at UPS. So anyone that ordered, they're going to get them before the end of the week next week. At this point, I just need to let the universe just take over and do what it needs to do, right? I've done enough marketing to let people know I have a brand, and I need to allow them to make a decision for themselves whether or not they actually want to buy the product. Welcome to my living room, friends. So it is Sunday, August 17th, and it has now been about 2 full days since I released Axia. And I figured, let me just give you guys a breakdown of everything I've experienced over the last few days and just give you some insight as to what went on. I learned so much in the last 48 hours. It's been a bit overwhelming, to say the least, but it's been really, really good. I've been having a lot of fun with this, packing orders, signing all of the postcards for everybody, and yeah, just handling all the logistics has actually been kind of cathartic, to be honest. So launching a brand is very hard. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of planning. It almost feels very similar to what I was doing at Facebook for so many years. Being a project manager, your job is to essentially roadmap whatever the product release is and then set all the milestones, do all the different check-ins. There's so much work that leads up to a product launch that after the product launch is done, then you're pretty much just moving on to the next one. So it all just kind of happens very quick. I feel like I spent a lot more time doing the planning and doing all of the back-end paperwork than I did actually enjoying the release itself. Overall, I'm very happy with it. I did not sell out. I think most brand owners or anyone that's building something creative for themselves, they want to sell out. And I think that's a very admirable metric to look for as far as measuring success. But I was not setting that as a metric for this particular release. And I'm going to tell you why. I wanted to do this for myself. I wanted to find something that I could put my energy into. I wanted to do something where I can say, I started this project from the ground and built it up into something, regardless if it becomes this big thing or not, is completely irrelevant. I wanted to be able to prove to myself and other people that if you put your mind to something, you can do it. And I did everything from the ideation of the brand, why I wanted to do it, building the brand ethos, the marketing, the content creation, the website building, the design itself. I've done it all. But a few positive notes. The automation that I had set up for the website worked flawlessly. I was really happy with how that worked. The email marketing, the password for the website, the drop itself, that all worked exactly how I wanted it to work. And that was really, really, really exciting to see. Even though I didn't sell out, I did sell out of a few sizes, which was great. And that also gave me insight into the customer base and what they prefer to buy size-wise. I still have plenty of other sizes left, but at this point I'm sold out of extra large, which is good. So I guess you can kind of say like it was a success because I sold out even though it's only one size. Still, there was interest from a group of people that wanted to participate in this, and that in and of itself is a huge win. And as I start to, build out more of this, work on different designs and figure out ways to fund this project, I'm hoping that I can continue to document the journey and share that with everyone, because I'm sure there's so many folks out there like myself when I first started doing this, trying to find, what can I do to make this thing work? Or, how much research do I need to do before I can actually get the work started? And I think overall, you just have to do it. Go with your gut and just be willing to fail And the more you fail, the more you're gonna learn from it. There were plenty of times during this project where I had run into different roadblocks, things that were completely outside of my control, and it was up to me to figure out how to engineer my way around it or through it. And those are the lessons that you really want to learn, because if I put this product out and it sold out in minutes, what did I really learn from that? Besides the fact that there was a product that people really wanted to get their hands on, something else could have happened that would have helped me learn something new. And that's what's really important, is doing something like this that's gonna help me get better, because that's what I really wanna do, is I wanna continue to improve on this stuff. Apologies if the pacing of this video is a little bit strange. It's been a long time since I've done a vlog and sat here and spoke to y'all, and with everything that has gone on over the last couple of months, it's been really challenging for me to get in front of a camera, so I appreciate everyone who stuck around this long to watch, and I'm hoping you enjoyed it, and if you did, let me know, because I'd like to continue to document this journey and share it with everybody. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care.